sat in the kitchen to do that one. I listened to him deliver his talk. And then we conversed about the talk. We conversed about the true stories that he's going to share with you. And let me tell you, here is one huge, beautiful, inspiring young man. Please welcome Andrés Juliá.
What's up, everyone? Can the students stand up? Awesome. I represent something bigger, and that's the student community at Life, you know? And also, importantly, the Puerto Rican community at Life University. I'm very grateful about it. I'm going to share 3 stories with you. My experiences have given shape to an understanding of what I consider an extraordinary chiropractor. In order for me to see that extraordinary chiropractor, when I looked at myself in the mirror, I needed to see not an ordinary human being, but an extraordinary one, you know? And the only way I could become that was by learning how to listen, to understand, give, do, serve, and love out of my own abundance, and importantly, to forgive. And yes, to forgive. My first story took place recently when I was visiting Puerto Rico. I decided to take my grandmother in for her first visit. And, I basically preached chiropractic, subluxation for 2 weeks in a row. You know the story, you know? And she goes into the office. She sits down. The doctor starts asking her questions. And the doctor asks, Lydia, do you know what a subluxation is? And I'm thinking to myself, go ahead, abuelita. That's why I call her abuelita. Make me proud. So she says, no, doctor, never heard about it. And I'm thinking, really? You know? I failed. I failed once again. You know, and it's a frustration. What didn't she hear, you know? My second story happened about 1.5 years ago. And it's about drawing the line on the sand. My parents decided to divorce. And I remember myself crying and thinking what went wrong. How could 2 human beings that loved each other suddenly quit, you know? And before the divorce, I was very close to my mother, while my sister was closer to my dad. After the divorce, everything changed. Now I didn't talk to my mother. And I really failed. I failed as a son and as a human being because I judged her. I didn't do what I was supposed to do from the beginning, which was to separate a mother and son relationship from the divorce. I failed. There's something called unconditional love, and it shows greatness in humans. And somewhere along the way I lost it, while my mom kept on giving it. My third and last story happened during the time of the divorce, but this time something magical happened. And I remember that day, and I bet you guys remember that day too. And it was August 8, 2012, the moment I first heard the big idea. That's when everything changed. Let's do something. Please close your eyes. I want you guys to remember the moment you heard the big idea, the chiropractic story, that moment when you said, I want to be, and I'm going to be a chiropractor. Do you guys remember? Yes. Raise your hands. You can open your eyes. And I remember that day too. But before fully experiencing my chiropractic story, I had to deal with some rejection. As I approached my family, and I told them, hey everyone, I want to do something different. Forget about med school. Forget about everything I thought I liked. I want to become a chiropractor. And the first thing they said was, why? Are you really letting a great future as an MD to become a stupid massage therapist? Really? I'm like, yeah, that's what I want to do. You know? And I was so angry. I was so angry. So among the 3 stories, there is something I learned to apply to my everyday life. And that was the power and the greatness of forgiveness. Learning to forgive and asking for forgiveness is just like an adjustment. Clears out the system for a better you. The old less room for the new. And it turns the power on. You know? I needed to forgive my grandmother because she didn't know the power that rested within. I had to ask my mother for forgiveness each day because she would cry in her silence, waiting for me to understand. I had to forgive my family because they didn't know that with these 2 hands, a smile and a story, I would make the difference. I would make the difference, and you guys make the difference. Say it. I make the difference.
I make a difference.
Right? And the purpose of the 3 stories is not a cry for help. It's not how I dealt with a stubborn family. It's not how much I'd been rejected, but to show you how we can grow as human beings even after we are rejected. How we can grow as human beings even when they see failure in you or you see failure in them. How we can grow and become extraordinary human beings when we start looking at the possibilities behind the power of forgiveness. It's crazy how each day we pray for forgiveness, but we just simply don't want to forgive. It's crazy. To end this, if you were given the chance to forgive somebody right now, who would that person be? Imagine that as you forgive this person, for the first time in your life, you have the opportunity to laugh at your patients, bring happiness to your practice, smile at your CAs. We're going to deliver that beautiful adjustment with intention. Let's go beyond that. We're going to bring hope to a friendship, a marriage, or even forgive yourselves and let it pass off your shoulders just like I did. Just like I did. Every story, every adjustment, and the principle you and me live each day, it's based on intention. If you guys, and I do too, if you guys want the best expression of yourself, cleanse your souls. Let go of resentment, guilt, and anger by the means of forgiveness. Let's keep on walking forward. Let our voices be heard. Sooner or later, they will understand, they will listen, and they shall seek forgiveness because simply wasn't the time. And remember this. Remember this. Take it on your hearts. Start by forgiving yourself and let forgiveness shine to others. Thank you.
What quarter are you in, Andres?